Hello friends, once again I welcome you on my YouTube channel English with Rajveer, and in today's topic we are going to discuss about a chapter We Are Not Afraid to Die If We Can All Be Together. It is written by Gordon Cook and Alan East. This chapter is from Hornbill book of 11th class, and it is the most important chapter, I should say, of 11th class. Let's discuss about this lesson. Friends, We Are Not Afraid to Die If We Can All Be Together is written by Gordon Cook and Alan East in collaborations. Before discussing about this chapter, we first come to know about the authors. Gordon Cook, he was born in Toronto, and the most important thing about Gordon Cook is that he has been an Olympic sailor from Canada. And as far as Alan is concerned, he is a solicitor in Britain. And one more important thing about Gordon Cook is that he has been a descendant of James Cook. Perhaps you might have heard about the name of James Cook. He was a sailor, he was in British Navy, and about 200 years ago, even in this chapter, Gordon Cook defines about this, that 200 years ago James Cook made a round the world voyage, and Gordon Cook would like to replicate or duplicate the same journey made by James Cook. Um, uh, Gordon Cook was his descendant, and he would like to replicate the same journey which was made about 200 years ago by James Cook. Now let's discuss about this chapter, We Are Not Afraid to Die. Friends, this is the whole title of this chapter is a statement. We are not afraid to die if we can all be together. And important thing is that this statement is made by only a 6 years old boy. When a 6 years old boy says that we are not afraid to die if we can all be together, means he doesn't have any kind of fear of death. He would like to face the death. But condition is provided that they should be together. They don't want to be separated in this crisis of their journey. That's why it is most important statement of this chapter. We are not afraid to die, and it becomes more important because it was made by a 6 years old boy. Now let's about the characters, its themes, titles. Title, as I have told you, that it is a statement of a 6-year-old boy. As far as its characters are concerned, Gordon Cook, he is a businessman, and he is 37 years old. Second, his wife Mary is the name of his wife. Third is John, his son, or dear son you can say. He is 6 years old. And fourth is daughter Suzanne. He is 7 years old. And when they reach Cape Town, they hired 2 sailors, and the name of the sailors is Larry and Howe Sagler. Larry Vigil and Howe Sagler. They are sailor. These are the characters in this chapter. First is a businessman, that is Gordon Cook. He is the narrator of this whole story. Businessman is 37 years old. His wife is Mary, who accompanies him. John, his son, or their son you can say, businessman Gordon Cook, and his wife Mary. He is 6 years old, and their daughter Suzanne, she is 7 years old. And after reaching at the Cape Town, they hired two sailors, and the name of the sailor is Larry Weasel and Hugh Sagler, to compact or to face the atrocities of the oceans, that is Southern Indian Ocean. Now these are the characters, and the title is a statement. We will discuss about this statement later on in this chapter. And as far as theme is concerned, theme will be discussed after completing this story. You will automatically understand that the theme is important and how this theme is important. Friends, theme is nothing. It is only what you have learnt after reading this chapter. When we will complete this chapter, you will automatically say that, sir, we have learned this thing after reading this chapter, and that will become the theme of this chapter. These are the characters. Now we will include the characterizations of these characters and the theme as far as the title when we discuss about this story. Let's start now. What is the story of this chapter? Roughly, I make a map. Suppose here is Britain, or England you can call. It is England, and here is a harbor. The name of this harbor is Plymouth. Plymouth harbor. And this is Europe continent, and below here is Africa continent. What happens? Gordon Cook has a clear-cut idea in his mind. He would like to replicate the voyage throughout the world, and he would like to replicate the journey that was made by his ancestor James Cook. To complete this voyage, he starts his journey from Plymouth, England, and through the Atlantic. This is Atlantic Ocean. You will see Canada, America. He takes his journey from Plymouth, England through Atlantic Ocean, and he would like to come from here. Here it is South Africa. After completing their journey up to the South Africa, there is a harbor. Name of this harbor is Cape Town. Cape Town is the name of the harbor. This is the first leg of their voyage, and it is about 1,05,000 kilometers. 1,05,000 kilometers this voyage is, and they have planned to complete this journey within 3 years. Within 3 years. But you know, this is extremely calm oceans. Atlantic Ocean is calm oceans. They didn't face any kind of problem when they come up to this harbor, Cape Town. After completing this journey up to the Cape Town, and they are completing their journey in a boat, and the name of the boat is Wave Walker. Wave Walker. It is 23 meters long and 30-ton wooden beauty. It is called wooden beauty. They are completing their journey in a wave walker. The name of the ship is Wave Walker. It is 23 meters long and 30-ton wooden beauty. It is called, and the distance is about 1,05,000 kilometers, and they have planned to complete this first leg or first phase of their journey within 3 years, and they completed it without facing any kind of atrocities or any kind of difficulties. Now this is the most important part of their journey from Cape Town to Australia. They would like to go to Australia, and after that from Australia to America, and after that England. That will be the round the world voyage. When they start their journey from Cape Town towards east, means towards Australia, after completing the journey of about 3,500 kilometers, strong gales started, and they were now in such a conditions that their wooden beauty, that is wave walker, is unable to face so huge waves. The waves are as high as their main mast. For suppose this is the ship and it is the mast, and waves were as high as their main mast. Suppose it is 15 meters high, then the size of the waves was about 15 meters, and it appears that the waves will engulf the ship, the wave walker ship. Now what happens? As they start their journey from this Cape Town, they take two sailors, and I have mentioned the name of these two sailors, Larry Weasel and Howe Sadler. These are the name of two sailors with which they would like to complete their journey, because they are now well aware about the condition of this ocean, and that is Indian Ocean, Southern Indian Ocean, you can say. It is Southern Indian Ocean, and it is considered the most dangerous, pernicious ocean in the world, and that's why they are well aware, and as a consequence they hire two sailors, Larry and Howe, so that they can face the dangers easily. And in this process what happens, as I have told, that the size of the waves was about 15 meters, and they such wave comes, and what happens, it destroyed the whole right hand side of the wave walker. The whole right hand side of wave walker is now broken, and water started gushing and entering the ship. In such a situation what happens, there is a hole in the wave walker, water is continuously coming in the ship, and there is no other way to survive. But somehow, and one more important one thing that they face is that their electric pump is blocked. Electric motor is not working, because of which they are unable to emit the water of the ship. They are unable to empty the wave walker because of the continuously flowing of the water in, but they are unable to complete the journey in this broken ship. Now what happens, students, when they have reached about 3,500 kilometers away from this Cape Town harbor? Now weather again starts deteriorating, and they celebrate Christmas Day, and they hope that when the New Year's Day will come, they will take some relax, but it doesn't happen. In spite of the relax as they were expecting, they didn't face any kind of relax, but the weather becomes more deteriorated, and in such a situation it becomes impossible to reach in Australia or at a harbor which they have settled. So they now start finding out an option, what they can do right now in such a situations when they are unable to reach Australia, because they have a clear-cut idea in their mind that if they start their journey towards Australia, their ship wave walker will not carry them up to Australia, because the conditions of the wave walker is extremely critical and it will not be able to carry them up to Australia. Then they start finding the options, and in this process they find out an island, that is Il Amsterdam. Il Amsterdam. Amsterdam. Il Amsterdam is an island, and they now think that if they are able to find out this Il Amsterdam, then definitely after that they will somehow manage these situations, they will improve the condition of the wave walker, and again they will start their journey towards Australia. There is only one option, and that is Il Amsterdam, but one critical situation is that they didn't have any clear-cut idea about Il Amsterdam, because it is only 65-kilometer wide island, and in this vast ocean it is just like a pinprick. Il Amsterdam is just like a pinprick in this vast ocean, and Gordon Cook assessed that if they are able to steer this wave walker to 180 degree, then they will reach Il Amsterdam by 5 p.m. on 4th or 5th January. And they did so, and fortunately they find it this Il Amsterdam, and after that the 28 inhabitants of the Il Amsterdam island they receive, and the next morning, and after that they complete their journey. That is not described in this lesson. And in this process what happens, when the conditions of the wave walker is very critical, and it is now well assured that they will not be able to survive, and that somehow they will not be able to reach Australia. At that moment the son John makes a statement that, "Father, we are not afraid to die if we can all be together." Means they are trying their best. Father, Larry and Hub, they are trying their best to reach at Australia, but they are continuously pumping out the water so that the water level can be sufficiently controlled. But it was unable to reach Australia, and at that moment the son John makes a statement that we are not afraid to die if we can all be together. This is a theme of this story. Means even a 6-year-old boy doesn't have any kind of fear of death, provided that they should be together, and it happens finally. As far as daughter is concerned, she has a swollen on her eyes, but she is not afraid. She is not thinking about this swollen head, and she makes a caricature, and she shows the Gordon Cook and Alan, his her mother, that is Mary, and they laugh after observing that caricature made by Suzanne. Dear students, this is the summary. When they reach at Il Amsterdam Island, the chapter closes. But they will start again their journey towards Australia, and via America and England they complete this voyage of round the world. But the now important thing, what we have learnt after reading this chapter, and that will become the theme of this chapter. What is the theme of this chapter? The theme is that, listen it carefully. Now we have come to this theme. Theme is that if we are determined, if we are optimist, and we continuously put our effort, then there is nothing that can restrict us. We will succeed in our life if we are continuously putting our effort, we are continuously trying our hard, and we are optimistic. These 2 or 3 things are the main things, main ingredients of success, you can say. And ultimately what happens, they are optimist, they are determined, and they put their efforts continuously, and as a result what happens, they complete their journey up to the Il Amsterdam successfully. And that is the theme of this chapter. That is about this chapter. Friends, if you haven't subscribed the channel English with Rajveer, then please subscribe the channel and like and share this video. Thank you.